If you have a baby, you will choose to exchange it for endless money for the world. According to most people's logic, it must be to have money first and then benefit the world. It's okay to say that. But if there is such a person, he gave up on becoming the richest man, but chose to be poor. Can you believe it? And we all can't live without cell phones today. Wireless Wi-Fi, even global communication. It was just a failed project of his more than 100 years ago. The most inconspicuous part, even after he died, the FBI stormed into his room immediately. All research manuscripts are classified as top state secrets. There are still some undeciphered parts. In these manuscripts, it is said that there is a Philadelphia that can make an theoretical basis of the experiment and a weapon of death that could end all wars. Yes, he's known as the closest person to God. But Nikola died in loneliness and poverty. Tesla, was he a prophet of the future? Or a teacher stifled by the times? Today, we will delve into Nikola Tesla. Those are conspiracy legends and a life full of legends. Rumor has it that he saw electricity as a child. So is this a gift or a curse? In 1856, a lightning and thunder midnight, the village of Smiljan in Croatia, a baby is born. The midwife said in horror, "This child will be a child of darkness." His mother calmly replied, "No. He will be a child of light, like a script of fate." This is a kid named Nikola Tesla. I have lived in my own world of light and shadow since he could see the glare in his head. Without the help of any drawing, just by imagine assembling and running the most complex machines. This is what we today call vision, the ultimate gift for thinking. At that time, it was regarded by his family and terrifying hallucination and mental distress. His life, from the very beginning, genius and tragedy were intertwined. An accident took him away too, the life of a talented brother. This change is like a permanent scar, engraved on the hearts of the entire family. The grieving father will miss the prince's memory, translated into criticism and neglect of Tesla. He would be offended by Tesla for peeking into his library, even in church for a trivial matter. Slap him in public. This pain of not being understood let Tesla's inner world become extremely sensitive and distorted. He developed severe obsessive-compulsive disorder, misogynistic earrings and pearls, feeling physically uncomfortable with someone else's hair. When you drink water, you have to be paranoid about calculating its volume. He lived like a man trapped in his own spirit, in a cage, to win his father's approval. In order to escape this mental torture, he dedicated himself entirely to science. He is like an ascetic. Polytechnic Institute in Graz, Austria, every day from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. Shocked all the professors, but fate always seems to play cruel jokes on him. Excessive depression led him to the other extreme. He was addicted to gambling. In one semester, lost all tuition and living expenses. He was eventually expelled from school, carrying the label of homeless, sent home by the police. The rebellion and failure at Tesla. Under the heavy blow, the father soon died of depression, and now his life had hit rock bottom. Later, fortunately, there was support from relatives. He moved to Budapest. Paris worked for Edison in Europe. And it was there that his life took a turn for the first time. He almost single-handedly solved Strasbourg, Germany, the lighting problem in railway stations. Despite solving difficult engineering problems, Tesla's greatest obsession, it's still the alternating current that everyone laughs at. He suffered a radical mental breakdown due to the body also broke down again. However, the gears of fate are turning again. One evening in 1882, Tesla and friends who have just recovered walking in the parks of Budapest, while my friend was reciting from Goethe. A blinding white light in an instant. It split open Tesla's mind like lightning that haunted him for years. The answer to the puzzle that keeps him up at night was completely clear. A moving image that works perfectly appeared in his consciousness. He grabbed his friend excitedly. "Blurt out, look at my motor. Watch him spin here." Friends thought he was hallucinating again, and I looked at him in horror. Tesla desperately picks up a branch, right on the sands of the park. Draw a few simple lines and circles. That is the history of mankind. Schematic for laying the foundation for the first totem about to change the world. This moment, he is no longer the mentally disturbed patient. He is a prophet of truth. But when he presented his idea to company executives, revolutionary AC induction motor, but only received indifference and ridicule. As the saying goes, Maxima often bold doesn't often have. His boss, Zales Bakello, gave him one last chance. A letter of recommendation for travel to the United States is written on the letter. I know there are two great people in the world. One is you. The other one is this young man, Tesla with a dream. On a ship sailing across the Atlantic, not only was his money and luggage stolen by thieves, in the midst of a violent crew riot, almost thrown into the Rough Sea. In 1884, when he finally set foot on New York soil, this will be shaken in the future. Genius of the entire electrical age, except for a few poetry collections in my pocket left, and fantasizing about understanding his recipient. It was America's inventor at the time, Thomas Edison. However, Tesla did not know he is about to enter. It is a paradise where dreams come true. Or a person who will bring his lifelong talent. Completely crushed commercial meat grinder with idealism. Talk about Edison. None of us can get around it. That sentence in the elementary school textbook. Edison invented the electric light bulb. From then on, he was like a god who illuminated the night. A model of the perfect combination of invention and business. But what the textbooks don't tell us is the empire of the god of light. What is it built on? One, he didn't invent the light bulb, but with thousands of experiments and unparalleled perseverance, tamed the light. Get him toys from the lab. It has become a commodity that can enter thousands of households. Secondly, he was a tyrant in business. He holds over 1,000 patents. Build an airtight barrier. Any competitor who dares to challenge his technical authority will be ruthlessly used by him in patent litigation, dragged down and smashed. He built it. It's a direct current-based system, a vast empire based on his patents. So when Tesla brought his, when the AC that is enough to subvert everything knocks on the door, Edison saw, it's not a backup at all. It's about one person, the gravedigger who will destroy his life's work. Then this set was regarded as a flood by Edison. The beast's AC, what is it? Why should he? Can become the ultimate answer that lights up our entire world today. A simple analogy. You put Edison's DC store. Imagine a water pipe with limited pressure. When the faucet is turned on, the water can only rush in one direction along the pipe. The farther you go, the lower the water pressure, the weaker the current. That's direct current. Simple and rude, but the energy is lost along the way. Use it, let alone light up a country. It might not even cover a bigger city. What about the Tesla's AC? You imagine it as being in a water pipe. There's a piston that pushes and pulls back and forth. You won't let the water go straight. The whole pipe of water oscillates back and forth. You see, the water doesn't run far, but the energy is like a wave. It goes from one end of the tube to the other in an instant, and the intermediate loss is minimal. It is precisely because of this genius idea. We can only put thousands of kilometers away today. Gorgeous dam. The power of the GoBB farm is extremely low loss. A steady stream of deliveries to your home. Now you understand. AC is so advanced and so efficient. So here's the real problem. Why Edison? The inventor we wrote in our textbooks. Are you going to go crazy and try to strangle him? This has to be mentioned. The famous $50,000 bet and tear up sky-high contracts. Speaking of a very popular, a very dramatic version. Is that so? Edison improved on Tesla. The idea of DC laying the foundation just is joking that if you can handle it, I'll give you $50,000. In those days, it's an astronomical sum, and Tesla wouldn't sleep. Miraculously completed the task. When he went to ask for the bonus, Edison tapped him on the shoulder. Smile and say, Tesla, you don't understand our food humor. This joke, it is said to have ignited the fuse that broke the rift between the two geniuses. But that's not the most dramatic. When Tesla brought his more advanced alternating current independent and teamed up with Westinghouse, direct current to Edison. When the empire challenges, the current war broke out. Edison tried to discredit the alternating current. Not hesitate to electrocute elephants with AC in public. Stray cats and dogs. By all means. Portraying Tesla as a distributor, devil of death. And the climax happened at Westinghouse. The moment when the machine is on the verge of bankruptcy. Legend, the image that conjured up Tesla looked like this. Facing a partner's dilemma. Tesla in front of everyone. Pick up that one smartly. A priceless AC patent contract. Blow! Tear him to shreds with your own hands. He said the contract. In the face of our friendship and the future of alternating current. Is this picture shocking enough? A lone hero who treats money like dung. Jump on paper, but the truth of history is often more complicated than drama. It can also better demonstrate the brilliance of human nature. Tesla is not so impulsive about the 4-session contract. He made a more rational, a greater decision. He calmly told Mr. Westinghouse he is willing to voluntarily give make him the richest man in the world. Patent royalties calculated by Mary, and for a nominal price of $216,000. Sell the patent to Westinghouse for good. He's not venting a moment of anger. They are using their future. Calmly save the ideals he shares with his partner. It is precisely because of this sacrifice alternating current finally won the war. Light up the Chicago Expo. Conquered Niagara Falls. Opened us up so far. The age of electronics that is still benefiting. He passed up the chance to become the richest man in the world. Just to brighten up the world. But his dreams went beyond that. His gaze, already looking at that company. The realm that myths dare not imagine. Global infinity system. Imagine that. If he succeeds, we can connect to the mobile web. Charge your device anytime, anywhere. Although charging at any time, but has the freedom to listen anytime, anywhere. We have it now, like driving or going to bed. You can click on the soda music in the lower left corner. Turn on listening to Douyin mode. You can directly listen to the popular science video as a radio station. You can lock the screen to play before going to bed. Let you sleep peacefully. And Tesla, it is precisely the one who wants to make this becomes reality. And those who can't sleep at night. After winning the current war, at the height of his fame, he embarked on the most ambitious project of his life. The heart of this plan. It was the building that would become world famous, Wardenclyffe Tower. In many later legends, he is also known as the Tesla Tower. There's even a more mythical name. The Tower of Babel is in Tesla's conception. What he's going to do, it's something close to what God would do. In the wilderness of Colorado Springs, he built huge experimental coils, creates artificial lightning bolts up to 30 feet long, light up a light bulb 26 miles away, and claimed that he had discovered the Earth itself is a giant conductor, can transmit energy indefinitely. He also claims he received messages from outer space, regular mysterious signal. He believes this is a greeting from Mars. Forget about alien signals. Tesla's crazy plan. Is there any scientific basis for this? The rationale behind it is not that complicated. And the simple answer is this. The Earth. Imagine a super clock made of metal, rather than a ball of rock. Anyone who has clicked knows each mouth has its own unique pitch. That's the physical resonance frequency. You just use the right force. Hit him on the right frequency. He can emit the loudest and most lasting bell. The whole mid-body will vibrate. And Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower, the original intention of the design, a sky, lightning weapon. He is actually the one who used the hammer that rings the Earth clock, and it works in 3 steps. First step, laugh. Tesla's experiments in Colorado, to a large extent, it is looking for the big mouth of the Earth. It's the global resonant frequency. Step 2, ring the bell. When activated, the Wardenclyffe Tower will project out into huge amounts, pulses of electrical energy perfectly synchronized. It's like with that bell frequency, beating the Earth rhythmically again and again. Step 3, listen to the bell. Once the Earth clock is rung, the entire planet's electromagnetic field will be like a lifelong fish wave. Steady, ubiquitous oscillations. Until then, humans are anywhere on Earth. Just need is simple. Adjust to the receiver of the same frequency. It's like a shadow. Plug it into the ground. From this global vibration, it's getting free electricity. That was Tesla's vision. What he's going to do is not pull a wire into your house, the entire Earth into a giant wireless, free power bank. Now you understand. When JP Morgan finished listening to the plan, how complicated is his expression? It was an astonishment at the conception of genius, and to a completely uncontrollable business model without fees. Fear from the depths of the soul. Regarding their cooperation and breakdown, the classic legend goes like this. Morgan invested $150,000 Tesla build a global radio telegraph system. This can compete with Marconi. But when he found out the ultimate goal of Tesla's genius, using Wardenclyffe Tower, free for the world, unlimited energy. He was furious. Rumor has it that he uttered that famous quote, "If you can't put a meter on it, why should I invest in him?" So Morgan decided to divest. "Killed this with my own hands." Ben, a great idea that could change the course of human civilization. This story perfectly shaped idealistic genius, the ultimate showdown with greedy capitalists. But again, the truth of history. It is a cruel reality intertwined with multiple factors. The one who killed Wardenclyffe Tower. It's not just the greed of capital. According to historical sources, this batch of Morgan divestments, there are at least 3 levels of time-bound The collapse of the first commercial circuit, while Tesla was still building his giant tower. On December 12, 1901, his opponent Marconi's radio signal across the Atlantic when the front page of the New York Times cheered. When humans conquer distance, it is said that Morgan smashed a teacup at Tesla Labs. He's not investing in the future. It's an obsolete endgame. Second, Tesla's own credit overdraft. He promised Morgan that the system would be built, but shortly. 2.5 years have passed. The project is still a long way off. And keep asking for additional investment. And thirdly, there's the ultimate conflict. Yes, the idea of Tesla's free energy. Indeed, a for-profit financier. Feeling terrified and puzzled. So, what broke Tesla was cutthroat business competition, difficulties in the implementation of advanced technology, his own unrealistic plans, and the cold logic of capital. All of this, let's lift him from the throne of the prophet of science, pushed it down hard. Wardenclyffe Tower was finally demolished in 1917. The scrap iron sold was only worth $1,750. Tesla's utopia is shattered. But we might as well imagine. And if Wardenclyffe Tower succeeds, what would the world look like today? You may never have to charge your phone again. And anxious, because electricity is as ubiquitous as a Wi-Fi signal. Car can be used on the highway. Charge while running. Say goodbye to mileage anxiety. Remote mountainous areas. Islands can enjoy the same stability as cities. Cheap or even free stores. Energy will no longer be a game of geopolitics. It's like air and sunlight. Become a shared blessing for humanity. What we call carbon neutrality today. Green energy. It might have happened 100 years ago. However, history has not. With the collapse of the tower, and Tesla's life took a turn for the worse. Falling into darkness for 40 years. Poverty and endless gossip. The failure of Wardenclyffe Tower let Tesla go bankrupt. He went from a highly regarded genius, become a liar ridiculed by the media. He was forced to rely on a few piecemeal inventions, with friends, frequent hotel changes, just to avoid debt collection bills. He became more and more reclusive. The only consolation, it's a pigeon in Bryant Park in New York. He goes to feed them every day, even to a pure white dove. Produce deep feelings. He said, "I love that pigeon." Just as a man loves a woman. But even in this destitute situation, the storm in his brain never stops. It was also during this period, something about him, the most bizarre urban legends begin to ferment. The most famous of these is Philadelphia. Legend has it that in 1943, the U.S. Navy is on a destroyer, conducted a top-secret experiments based on Tesla trying to make warships invisible from radar. The experiment got out of control. Warships not only disappear from radar, even briefly disappear in physical space, and teleport 200 miles away. When it reappears, some crew members are embedded in the hull. Mental markets. Does this story sound creepy? He has been the subject of countless conspiracy theories, rendering, and film and television works. The so-called Philadelphia originally from a pseudonym Carlos Leon. Several letters sent by the German people in 1956. So far, there are no official documents or reliable evidence it really happened to him. But here's the thing. Tesla was already dead when the experiment took place in 1943. So, it's more like a Tesla mystery halo. Urban legends grafted with war plots. As for the later rumors, he was obsessed with the number 369 and left a famous saying, "If you understand the mystery of these three numbers, you hold the key to the universe." We can't find the exact origin of this sentence, but this is more like a kind of obsessive-compulsive disorder for later generations. Others associate him with ancient pyramids Egypt. Are linked. Think his wireless transmission tower, just recreating a lost ancient energy technology. It's more like the mutual attraction of two mysterious symbols. The most outrageous. Nothing is better than to pass him in 1908. Ancient temple Big Bang hook. This is nonsense, of course. But he's reflected in people's hearts from the side. Tesla's strangled energy. How huge and terrifying it is. However, the legend is false. Tesla was indeed working on superweapons in his later years. He was obsessed with something he called death. Particle tree weapon of light. It should be similar to the principle of contemporary laser weapons. It can shoot down 10,000 planes in an instant. End all wars. He thinks, as long as every country has this destructive devices can form a balance of mutual restraint to achieve lasting peace. He appealed to the United States. The Soviet Union and other countries were inspired by his ideas. With a box claiming to contain a deadlight round machine, offset the bills he owed at the hotel, and warned the manager never to open it. Otherwise, it will explode. The hotel locked the box in the deepest vault. Is he the one who wants to use the ultimate weapon to maintain? Idealists. He's also an obsessive warmonger. We don't know. We only know after his death. The US government is concerned about shows an unusual interest. January 7th, 1943, 86-year-old Tesla died alone in room 3327 of the New York City Hotel. Just a few hours after his death. US Foreign Property Administration OAP. It's a division that's often mistaken for the FBI. Act quickly. On national security grounds, seized all obligations in his room. Includes 80 suitcases of research manuscripts. It was World War II. The US military attaches great importance to this. Top scientist John. Trump is right. It's the uncle of a former US president. He came to evaluate the value of the manuscripts. Professor Trump spent 2 days reviewing. Finally come to a conclusion. These manuscripts are speculative theories. Mostly philosophical and highly speculative. No, it can be directly converted to the practical technology of weapons. But is it really that simple? According to the OAP files declassified after in 2000, these documents are evaluated, still classified as top secret. Until today, there are still conspiracy theorists. The US military took the manuscript from Tesla, received technological inspiration far beyond the time, just to maintain a technological advantage, and another protracted war. It finally came to an end after his death. Remember what we said earlier? His radio patent was stolen by Marconi. Really? Tesla sued Marconi for this. But because there is no money, has been unable to go on. However, just a few months after Tesla's death in 1943, Supreme Court of the United States overturned the previous judgment. Formal recognition. Tesla was the true inventor of the radio. Do you think this is belated justice? No, that's a crueler irony. The court did this. The main reason is that it was during World War II. The US military makes extensive use of radio technology patent is recognized to pay Marconi huge royalties. Acknowledging Tesla's patent, Tesla has passed away without an heir. This money is saved, you see, even after death. The legacy of this genius, still reduced to a pawn in the game of interest groups, be used to the fullest extent. There's another one that's very popular, that has never been officially confirmed by the Nobel Prize was awarded to both him and Edison. But both refused because they were unwilling to share it with each other. The authenticity of this story cannot be verified. But the two spend their lives avoiding the fact that they shared the same closer to human nature than truth. Tesla lost the war with Edison. Lost to capital, also lost to his era. He never married, not selfish, finally die alone. But did he really lose? When you turn on the light, the current is working the way he designed it. Flow in your room. When you connect to any corner of the world with your mobile phone. This is precisely what Tesla did more fundamental than 100 years ago. Golden Cliff Tower. He predicted it all. It just didn't happen. There is no shortage of geniuses in the history of science. Edison used 1% talent and 99% sweat to build a business empire. He changed the world. They've made a fortune out of it. And Tesla, he has that 1% godlike inspiration, but choose to spend 100% of your life to pursue a dream that belongs to all humanity. Selfless dream. While we enjoy the civilization lit up by his patents, but when you use love to generate electricity, Tesla's failure, maybe never at Worden, in the ruins of Cliff Tower, and we have long been accustomed to. In the soul of calculating the price of electricity, he is not a god, he is flesh and blood, a genius fantasy. There are also mortal paranoia and flaws, but it's this imperfect truth, and his transcendent selfless idealism, Let him become one. A legend that can never be duplicated. Perhaps that is what he is called. The true reason for the person closest to God.